Hi, I'm Rabney of The Conscious Plate. I'm a coach, a chef, and an expert at teaching people how to eat real food and have the freedom to eat it without worrying about getting fat. And this is how to make heart-healthy pasta recipes. And today I'm focusing on one of my favorite recipes for you, and that's pasta with broccoli rabe and white beans, sauteed with garlic and olive oil. So let's get started. I have my salted water boiling for the pasta, and while that's happening, I'm going to get started on the sauce. Broccoli rabe is a great vegetable, but it has a tendency to be a little bit bitter. So in order to cut out some of that bitterness, I like to pre-cook it first in a little bit of salted water. Now in my kitchen, I really like to keep things simple, so I'm not doing a big pot of boiling water like you'd see for a traditional blanch. I'm actually using the same pot that I'm going to use to prepare the entire sauce. So I'm putting the broccoli rabe, which I've already cut up, into this salted water, and I'm just going to let it wilt. And then I'm going to get rid of this water, which will get rid of some of the bitterness. So I'm just gonna let this cook down until it wilts now, not totally cooking it through. Both beans and vegetables have been linked to a heart-healthy diet, and that's why I've chosen this recipe to make for you today. So you can see that our broccoli rabe is beginning to wilt. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to remove it. And I'm not going to worry about putting it in an ice bath like you would see people do when they traditionally blanch vegetables, or shocking it to stop the cooking process, because it's going to go right back into this pot really soon. Now I'm just going to wipe out my pan, because the next thing I'm going to put in here is some extra virgin olive oil. And you know, oil and water don't mix well. We don't want that splattering. And to that, I'm going to add 2 cloves of pressed garlic. I love my garlic press. It's one of my favorite kitchen tools. It's just a great way to extract as much flavor from a clove of garlic as possible. You have to pay attention though, because when you press your garlic, it has a tendency to cook very quickly, and the last thing you want to do is burn your garlic. So I'm just going to give my garlic a stir. So I'm going to add my pasta and allow that to cook on its own while I'm making the sauce. What I'm using today is a whole wheat orecchiette, or little ear pasta. You can see the shape is like a little ear. So now while the pasta is cooking, I'm going back to my sauce. So you can see that the garlic is now a beautiful golden brown. And what I'm going to add next are my cannellini beans. And what I'm using today are canned cannellini beans. I'm using an organic cannellini bean that was cooked without any salt and was in a can without any BPA. It's very important that you look for that, or look for beans in a jar. I'll be adding a generous pinch of sea salt. Now you want to take care not to break up your beans. And then the next thing I'm going to add back to the pan is my broccoli rabe. And you notice I'm taking it out with the tongs to avoid getting extra water in there, because I don't want all of that splattering. And remember that this broccoli rabe was cooked in some salted water, so I don't feel the need to add additional salt at this point. So if you like your food hot, you could add some crushed red pepper to this dish. I prefer to put red pepper on the table. That way those who like it hot can have the heat, and those who don't like it hot don't have to worry that the food is too spicy for them. So the next thing I'm going to do when our pasta is ready, I'm actually going to use some of the pasta cooking liquid to extend the sauce, to tighten it up, and it'll make it nice and creamy. And then the very last thing that I'll be adding is some raw extra virgin olive oil, which will give the dish a lot of flavor. So it's time to check on our pasta. We want our pasta to be al dente. We definitely don't want it to be soft and mushy, especially since it's going to take some extra time cooking in our pot here. And I'm going to put it right into the pan with our broccoli rabe and white beans. And to that, I'm going to take a nice ladleful of this pasta cooking liquid, and we're just going to let this tighten up right now. Now I'm going to plate up some of this pasta. Beautiful, with the white beans and the broccoli rabe, one of my favorite vegetables. And I'm just going to finish it with a little bit of the extra virgin olive oil. And there you have pasta with white beans and broccoli rabe, which will always be one of my favorites. I'm Randy Rabney of theconsciousplate.com, and this is how to make heart-healthy pasta recipes.